Alright guys, so today we're going to check out the Ulefone Armor 15. And essentially what this is a very rugged Android smartphone that's running Android 12 that actually has built-in true wireless earbuds. So that part of it is what caught my attention. I always walk out the door and I'm sometimes in situations where I wish I had my earbuds on me. I always have my phone on me, so the fact that I could have earbuds built into my phone just seems really convenient. Now it does have a 5.5-inch display that is 720 by 1440, so the screen is slightly smaller than a lot of other phones that are out there right now, but I think they did this on purpose so that they're able to house these true wireless earbuds up top and it not just be this overly ridiculous huge size phone. Now the screen on here, I am going to say I do feel like is a little bit washed out. I don't feel like the colors pop as much. And in this price range, I have seen better screens, especially on some of these Poco phones that we've tested lately. In fact, one of the Poco phones had an AMOLED display coming in at the same price. And also on the phone, they have dual speakers up front. So I really think with having true wireless earbuds built in and the dual speakers, they're really aiming at being a phone that's geared towards media. Now, as far as the technology, it is using a MediaTek Helio G35 octa-core processor. And in my opinion, this isn't anything special. This is going to be able to get you through basic tasks. But when it comes to gaming on this device, this is definitely not a processor that I recommend for that. It wasn't the most snappiest when it comes to performance. It just kind of feels like the processor is a little bit dated. Now it does come with 6 gigabytes of RAM with 128 gigabytes of storage. It does support dual SIM slots, so you can have 2 SIM cards in there. And you can also upgrade the memory by adding a micro SD card, and this phone supports up to 256 gigabytes. So if you want to add some memory in here, it's nice that you can do that by using the micro SD card. Now, as far as the build quality and the design of the phone is available in 3 different colors. They do have a black model, a red, and a blue. Now, I thought that I would go with the blue just to have something that looks a little bit different, but in my opinion, it kind of makes the phone look like a toy. Now, it is kind of like a plastic fingerprint magnet where the color's located. Now, the rest of it looks actually premium. It's just the color part that makes the phone look cheap. All of your ports are covered with the flaps, and this is what adds to this phone being IP68/IP69K protected. So this really is one of those phones you can drop into the water, you can throw it into the mud, you can throw it into the dirt. It can take a beating and you don't really have to worry about it too much. But if you are worried about it, they do sell this armored case, which adds a little bit more protection. But what this case does is it also adds the belt clip if you want to slide it onto the back of the case. And it has a carabiner clip that can also slide into that attachment into the back. So if you're going to be camping and you just want to attach your phone to a backpack so it can just kind of hang and you don't want to keep it in your pocket, it's nice that it comes with this accessory. And again, I think this phone is aimed at being used on a campsite or on a job site, and really just peace of mind that nothing's going to happen to your phone. In fact, on the camera on this phone, even though I'm going to say that the cameras are just nothing special, we're not really even going to get into the cameras that much because it really looks like pictures taken from a phone, 7 to 8 years ago. There's nothing really to look at here, but there is an underwater camera mode, and that's nice because not a lot of phones, even phones that are waterproof, can take underwater photos. And then as far as actually getting into the phone, it does use the face unlock, but it also has a side fingerprint scanner. Now the fingerprint scanner on the side is always my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of face unlock, and I just feel like it's more secure having that fingerprint scanner. Now, moving back to the phone and looking at the button layout, I'm actually a fan of the buttons that they're using here, especially the volume knob. It's just these little circular buttons. There is your main button, which is your fingerprint scanner, and this is what turns your phone on. There is a dedicated camera button that's also located on the same side. And then on the other side, this is where your SIM tray and your micro SD tray is located. But there's also basically a custom button. You can customize this button to do any little thing that you want. Now, as far as anything in the box, it does come with an 18-watt fast charger for this phone. The battery that's in this phone is a 6600 milliamp battery. Now, this is going to get pretty much everybody through a day without having to worry about charging the phone. But what it also does is add some ridiculous battery life for the earbuds. Now, the earbuds themselves only get 5 hours on a single charge, but with them being able to be charged within the phone, it gives them 505 hours total use before actually needing to charge the phone again. And obviously, this is going to depend on how much you're using your phone, which is going to eat your battery life. But the fact that you're getting battery life that's even anywhere near that means you don't have to worry about charging your earbuds as much. They're always charging whenever you charge your phone. It basically makes it where you're having a pair of earbuds that are charged all the time, and you don't have to keep an extra case. So I do understand the convenience of having the earbuds built into the phone. But moving over to looking at the earbuds. Now, the first thing to get them out of the phone, you can see on the top, there's two pictures of earbuds, which is your left and your right. Again, this is covered with a flap, which you would just pull backwards to be able to access the earbuds. And there's no kind of spring to get these out. You have to just kind of pinch this little circular design on the earbud to pull the earbuds out. Now, the earbuds themselves actually fit comfortably. It does have a tiny little stem that doesn't really stick out much. Your touch controls are located right there where the round surface is that you pinch to pull them out of the phone. And they do allow you to control everything but the volume. So you have your play, your pause, your ability to skip your tracks forward, go backwards, and you can summon your smart assistant. But to turn up the volume, you actually going to have to do that on the phone itself. I personally just like to be able to do it from the earbuds. Now, for you guys that do like to use your earbuds for phone calls, I think the mics on here are just decent. It's not anything that I think is special. It picks up my voice enough that I don't think people on the other line will have an issue hearing me. And I think even in noisy environments, it does a pretty decent job of blocking out the surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
So here is the mic test of the earbuds that come with the Armor 15. And again, I think you can hear me clear enough, although I do feel like there's a lot of digital noise, and I do feel like it makes my voice sound a little bit warmer than it normally is. But this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is a mic test of the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound of the earbuds. Now, it is a very mid-forward sound, which means that all of the vocalists sound very up front. It seems like they just wanted to make sure that you can hear dialogue clearly, vocals and songs very clearly. And that means that these are great for podcasts and TV shows and movies and anything where it's more vocal driven. But when it comes to music, I think the mids are just kind of a little too forward. And I think mixing that with the bass that these have, which I personally feel is a little bit too boomy, at times it just sounds congested and it just doesn't mix well with the mids or the treble, which I feel like should be a little bit brighter. Although the treble is pretty detailed, it doesn't have that bright sound to it to try to kind of mix well with that bloated bass. So just, especially with genres like metal, it can sound like a congested mess. But with simpler genres like classical and country and easy listening, even a lot of mainstream pop and hip hop songs, these earbuds sound completely fine. There's just nothing that makes them sound overly dynamic. It just sounds like you're using these kind of as like background music. So my overall opinion is I think this is a very interesting package. And I do understand the value of always having a pair of earbuds that are always charged on you at all times. But I feel like the price on these, which again is $250 to $280, you essentially could buy a $200 phone that I feel like is going to give you better performance and then spend $50 to $80 on a pair of earbuds like the Edifiers that we just checked out. And I think you're going to get a better overall experience. But you're going to have to make sure that those earbuds are charged all the time and you're not going to get a phone that's as durable as a phone like this. So if you just like the convenience factor and you like the fact that you can have a phone that you don't have to worry about, it's going to be fine if it rains, if you drop it in the mud, or dirt and everything falls on it. It is nice that you have this type of device that also has a pair of earbuds. So if you're having to wait on a flight and you're waiting somewhere a little bit longer than you thought, pop out your earbuds, watch a TV show, watch a movie, listen to some music, and the convenience factor alone is where I see the value in a product like this. But guys, that wraps up my video on the Ulefone Armor 15. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.